Well, I think over the years we've made great strides in our relationships with the drivers in regards to their medical posture situations, and with the liaison program that Steve O'Donnell puts in play and modifies every year, we've grown in that relationship. But having said that, so we've got confidence in our current program, certainly. Having said that, I think Dale Earnhardt's event last year highlighted to a lot of folks, including the garage area, the other drivers, the seriousness that you should pay attention to when it comes to your own health as a driver, so that you've got a pretty good life afterwards. And through that experience that Dale went through, we also ourselves had a real-time working model to go look through, and the different steps that Dr. Petty and his organization took Dale through gave us the ability to see things used firsthand. Through those experiences, we've learned, and I think in 13 our goal is to explain more to drivers what's out there in regards to advanced information, in regards to elements that can be used by them to be on and to carry the load from their own end as far as responsibility is concerned. And then it also gives us the opportunity to look at our own program, not necessarily immediately, but certainly immediately look at it as it goes forward. And are there other elements or steps that we can add to our program to make it bigger and stronger? But I think our most current issue is to take what we've learned from Dale's experience and make sure the other drivers know what's out there to collect data and for them to be in practice of. And then it's an opportunity for us to look what we might institute going forward. Yeah, I don't know that you ever see enough evidence until you go racing, but certainly the amount of testing that NASCAR has done with the teams to get prepared with this car and work on very specific areas to promote side-by-side racing at tracks other than the super speedway in particular is been intense. I mean, on the computer, in the wind tunnel, at the race shops, at the R&D center, and at the racetracks, there's never been as much effort put into a car to get it ready to go racing. And the testing that we've seen in Daytona, the testing we've seen in Charlotte, shows us, and the voice that you hear that from is the most important voice for the drivers to say that we think this car is going to offer up the best racing we've seen. It's got us all going in the right direction. So we expect to see that. But Brian mentioned earlier, and it's been talked about, that it's a really, really strong start with the Gen 6 aerodynamically and the chassis and all the rules and regulations that go along with it. But it's also, from experience, we know that while we may have closed the gap on the effort that we have to do once we see it racing, there are probably still things that we will tweak along the way to give the drivers the what they want a little bit of, but give the fans what they want mostly. And if it requires tweaking from our part, we'll do that. Somebody asked earlier about the manufacturers with the different looks and everything. That's a good thing. But science and technology gave us the ability to do this with the Gen 6 car that we didn't have in the Gen 3 and 4. We didn't have that technology to build a car that looks and is extremely different in appearance, but comes out aerodynamically the same. But it wouldn't surprise us to very early in the year to see manufacturers come and lobby about spoiler dimensions or something that is traditional in our sport. But so far, all the indicators and the voice of the sport is telling us that we're on the right track. Well, our hope is that the driver of the Gen 6 car increases more of what we have to do. But the visualness of the Gen 6 car combined with the driver's skill and talent in what they do will make the show exciting for us in the tower and everybody in the grandstand and the folks at home watching it on TV. But from operating a race from the green flag to the checkered flag, it doesn't matter if it's a Gen 6 car or a tractor and trailer. That all comes out about the same. But the expectation is the visualness of this car and the attractiveness of it as it relates to the manufactured brands, as well as the aerodynamic package that the team has put together around this car will produce more exciting opportunities. But it relies on the drivers doing what they do more than anything.